All right, welcome to day number 5. Day number 5, guys. I'm super excited and blessed, honored to be here with you today. Another day, day 5 of November. And if you're just tuning in, thank you for showing up today. Be sure to drop a comment in the section below. Let me know you're here. And also, if you haven't watched day 1 through 4, I highly encourage that you go back and binge watch those. You can do them on YouTube, or you can go through Facebook and look them up there as well. So today, day number 5, I've got a really a topic that's very near and dear to my heart, and the title of today's message is the 3 life and business lessons from my Papa Beatty, my great-grandfather, and the $3.3 million mistake that he made that I learned growing up. So I'm excited to share these stories of going clear back into my childhood. My grandfather died when I was rather young, but I have very fond memories of my great-grandfather, and I spent a lot of time with him. I would go spend weeks at a time with him. We would go fishing, and I've got a lot of life lessons that I've learned from him. My grandfather was an amazing man, and so today I'm really excited to share some of the life lessons that I've learned from him and tie it together in business for you, because it's a really important topic. In particular, the $3.3 million mistake is a very important topic that I need to talk about, and it's relevant to the last couple days where we've been talking about being an affiliate for other people, and it's important when you're an affiliate or you have your own affiliates as well. Okay, guys, so I'm going to tie that all together, but I am going to get very personal and bring you back to my childhood. Now, before we jump into it, I just want to say, if you haven't claimed your free golden ticket, be sure to claim your free golden ticket. You can click the link in the description of this video, whether you're on Facebook right now or you're watching this on YouTube later. Grab your free golden ticket. On this free golden ticket, for those of you that are just joining in, I've loaded our 7-figure expert agency and e-commerce funnels. Now, not just the funnels, but emails, scripts that go along with those funnels. Now, 3 different types of businesses, okay, guys? So 7-figure expert funnel. So if you're an author, speaker, coach, consultant, okay, if you're an expert, if you have expertise that the world needs, if you have thought leadership that the world needs, if you want to leave a legacy, right? If I'm speaking to you right now, then you're an expert, right? There is wisdom on the inside of you that you need to get out into the world. Well, guess what? I have some 7-figure funnels that we used to build a company from 0 to 7 figures in less than 12 months. And you get the funnels, the emails, and the scripts all loaded onto this USB drive. All you got to do is pay for shipping and handling. It's yours for free. All right? Now, you're also going to get our 7-figure and 8-figure. That's that fancy award over there. It's called I call it the 8-figure club award. Other people call it the 2 Comma Club X Award. Okay, whatever you want to call it, it's for generating over 10 million through a single funnel. And I'm going to be giving you on this USB as well our 7- and 8-figure funnels, emails, and scripts that we've used to scale our agency, okay, our service-based business, to over $10 million, and you're going to get that for free. And lastly, on this USB drive, you're getting access to our 7-figure e-commerce funnels, scripts, and emails as well, okay? 2 of those funnels, one of them is producing over 8% conversion rate to cold traffic, which is amazing if you know anything about conversion rates of physical products to cold traffic. Number 2, the other one is responsible for over $3,000 a day in revenue, coupled with a back end of continuity, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, so you guys are getting $1 million funnels, emails, scripts, all kinds of good stuff loaded on here for free. Grab your free golden ticket before we run out. We only have a limited number of copies, as you'll see at freegoldenticket.com, and we have only 5 winners of this fancy ticket. So what this fancy ticket is this is a $15,000 fancy ticket. Now, what's this fancy ticket? This gets you a 1-day private intensive with my team and I here in beautiful San Diego, California, La Jolla. And we spend an entire day mapping out your business just like we do and have done for the last several years with clients who fly into us who are looking to create $1 million a year business or $1 million a month business. And we get hyper crystal clear. We sync up. Okay, we hear your vision and what you want to accomplish in the world. We usually expand that vision because we know it's possible. And then we create a roadmap for success for you individually. Okay, very powerful day. We're giving away 5 of these. And out of the 5, just like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? There was 5 golden tickets and there was 1 winner. Charlie was the winner and Charlie won the factory, right? So 1 winner, I will build your entire everlasting funnel for you for free, okay? Let's keep the board on. All right, so claim your free golden ticket while you can, while it's still available. Now, before I jump into it today, guys, please, okay, we get hundreds of questions every single week in social media, in personal messages, and when people schedule calls on any of our different websites that we have out there. And so one of the reasons why we're doing Facebook Live for 30 days is to answer questions live. So let me know what questions you have, right? Where are you getting stuck taking your business from 5 and 6 figures to 7 figures? Where are you getting stuck? Where are you getting stuck taking your business from 7 figures to 8 figures, right? To getting that $10 million award. Where are you stuck, okay? Does it have to do with funnels? Does it have to do with ClickFunnels? Does it have to do with funnel building, or does it have to do about your offer? Okay, where is it that you're stuck? Is it advertising or marketing or dialing in your audience? What is it that you have trouble with right now? Tell us, right? Tell me. I would love to answer your questions live or in the future. So guys, please jump in, drop a question below, ask me anything, okay? I've been doing this for over a decade, okay? It's going on 12 years. Ask me anything. Not only have I been doing it for over a decade, but I've personally hand-built over 1,650 funnels. Now, when I say that, I don't want you to think that all you need is a good funnel, okay? Because there's a lot more to it. What you really need is a good offer, okay? You're 1 offer away, in fact, okay? You need a good offer, okay? That's one of the things that we do as well, is craft winning offers. In fact, I'd love to help you do that someday. Now, let's get back to it. So why are we doing Facebook Live for 30 days? Number 1, we get hundreds of questions, and I thought it'd be a great idea to post those in Facebook Live because my buddy, one of my partners, is doing this he's raising money for what's called the Last Well to basically eradicate waterborne illness in the entire country of Liberia. And he's already raised like $2 million out of the $2.2 million. He will soon be off the barge, but he gave me the idea. It's kind of the kick over the fence that I needed because I'm also in Russell Brunson's inner circle, his $50,000 mastermind. And being in there over the last 6 months, Russell's been like, man, Bryan, you need to get on, you need to be doing more live video, whether that's podcasting or Facebook or YouTube. Like, you need to be doing more live video because of your experience, because of your expertise. And I want to hear you do more live videos. And so it's taken me, a few months to get my act together and start doing these. But I'm grateful because it's the month of November, right? And I'm excited about sharing $1 million insights, lessons that I've learned, okay, highs and lows, right? It's not all peaches and cream all the time, right? Like, you got to get to work. You're in the trenches a lot, and then you win, and then you're back to the trenches, and then you win again. And it's this amazing journey. Life is a gift. Life is a journey, and it's an amazing one that we get to create, right? And I'm excited about what we're creating here, and I'm excited to get to know you more personally. So please, as you're watching this video, drop in. Let me know your name. Let me know where you're from. Let me know. What's holding you back from generating $1 million a year or more? What's holding you back from generating $1 million a month, right? I want to help you break through those ceilings. Now, over the next 30 days, we're going to be talking about all kinds of topics. Topics from funnel building, topics from ClickFunnels, topics from getting into the 2 Comma Club, right, which is that award, walking across the stage at Funnel Hacking Live to receive it, getting into the 8-figure club for generating over $10 million through a funnel. We're talking about biohacking. We're going to talk about high performance. I'm a certified high performance coach with Brendan Burchard, and so I love that stuff. In fact, it's very, 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 very important that as you are a thought leader in your market, which I believe, whether you're an expert agency or e-commerce store owner, you need to be thinking like a thought leader. You need to be operating in a state of high performance. And there's some things that I do on a day-to-day basis, rhythms. I call them rhythms. In fact, I call them my morning rhythms. You'll learn about them over the next 30 days. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you follow me here on Facebook so you can get the updates of when we go live. It's 7 a.m. every day for the entire month of November. The other reason we're doing this is because November is a great month because it's the month of Thanksgiving, right? I'm so excited. It was playing Christmas music actually yesterday just to get into the season of the fall and of what's coming. I love this season. I love this time of year. It brings so much joy to my heart. So let's get into it, guys. Again, if you have any questions, please drop them into the comment section below, and I'll love to answer any of your questions. Welcome to all you guys who are here with me, and I'm super excited to be jumping into this story today. So let me bring you back to who my pop-up baby is. Really, this would be best around a campfire, but I can't start a campfire in my office. But going back when I was very young, I spent a lot of time with my great-grandfather, and I called him Papa Beatty. Okay, it's my mom's mother's father. And my Papa Beatty was a jokester. Not only was he a jokester, but he loved to fish. He was always down at the horse races, and my grandfather was just a riot. He was a joy to be around. Wherever he went, he was spreading joy, and wherever he went, he was spreading laughter. You couldn't help but laugh at my grandfather. My grandfather taught me a lot of things, but the first lesson that I have, I'm going to illustrate that through two different stories. And so the first lesson that my grandfather gave me applies not only to business, but also applies to life. And that is to spread laughter and joy. Spread laughter and joy. If you're writing these lessons down, which I recommend that you do, write down spread laughter and joy. If that's the only thing that you take away from this video, that'll be enough to carry you through the rest of the week. Spread laughter and joy. Find ways that you can spread laughter and joy today and tomorrow, and just think about how you can spread laughter and joy. So the first story I'm calling the spicy jalapeno story. So growing up, we would always go and visit my grandfather as a family, and one Thanksgiving we went down to Delaware. My grandfather had a house on the bay in Delaware, and we would go down and we would have Thanksgiving, and we enjoy, aunts and uncles, and we'd all gather around his house, and we'd all have this amazing feast. And so we're sitting there one Thanksgiving night, and we have all the food, and we're passing around the food buffet style. And as we're passing around the food, my grandfather says, "Hey, Brian, would you like a pepper?" And I'm like 5 years old at the time. I mean, I'm really young. And I look over and I'm like, I would love one, right? Now you got to think about this. My grandfather, I idolized my grandfather. I looked up to him. He took me fishing. We caught amazing fish every time we went out. He took me crabbing. We had so much fun. And my grandfather was really the life of the party. So when he offers me something, generally speaking, I was all in. I'm like, yeah, let me try it, right? Being 5 years old or 6 years old, whatever I was, however old I was at the time, I was very young. And I just remember thinking, yeah, like this excitement about something I haven't tried before. And he passes me the pepper. He pulls it out of this jar full of peppers, okay, and he gives it to me. And meanwhile, he takes one for himself and he starts chewing on it himself, builds in some social proof there, right? He's doing it himself, so can't be that bad, right? He's doing it. Should be good for me as well. So I grab the pepper out of his hand. And as I grab the pepper out of his hand and I bring it over to my mouth, I notice that everyone in the family, and there's like 20 or 30 of us there, everyone around the table just stops, pauses in silence, and they're just paused. And I'm wondering, wonder why everyone's looking at me. But at 5 years of age, you don't think about that, right? So I'm just looking, and I take a bite of that pepper, that jalapeno pepper, and I start biting, and I start chewing. And I'm chewing, and I'm chewing, and I'm just seeing all these amazing faces on my family, and I'm looking around, and everyone's just waiting for the suspense of me screaming for how hot this habanero pepper is. And I go and I finish the last bite of the pepper. I'm chewing, and I'm chewing, and I'm chewing, and everyone's beginning to smile as I finish the last bite, and I said, "Can I have another one?" And everyone at the table busts out in laughter, and they're like, "Ha ha, he got you. That's the first." I was the first one in the family to pass the pepper test. And I took another pepper, I ate that other pepper, and it was the talk of the whole family that night, and it was really, really hilarious. And everyone was in a state of joy. Everyone was in a state of laughter. Everyone was laughing around the table, really laughing at my grandfather that they didn't get me because they had gotten them before, right? They had all gone through that experience. It was a ritual. It was like, welcome to the family. Can you eat spicy jalapeno peppers, right? So that's one story. The second story is about spreading laughter and joy, okay? Okay, again, if you're watching this video right now, write that down. Spread laughter and joy, and think about ways you can spread laughter and joy today and this week. So the other story that I'm going to share about spreading laughter and joy from my Pup Up 80, and we're going to get to the $3.3 million mistake here in a second. It's called the sloppy, juicy chicken sandwich story. The sloppy, juicy chicken sandwich story. So we would commonly go out on charter boats fishing. And this was like, we do it all the time. I just remember constantly waking up at like 4:30 in the morning, dazed and confused with that old alarm clock buzzing, waking up, and my grandfather saying, let's go, it's time to go fishing. And we would pack a meal, we'd pack our lunch, we'd have some breakfast, we'd take some, I was taking some, medicine so I didn't get sick, some dopamine or whatever it's called, and we would go off and we'd drive to the fishing pier and we'd get on this big boat with probably 60 or 70 other people, and we would go fishing. And we'd go fishing for sea bass, and we'd go fishing for flounder, and occasionally we'd catch some shark and all types of other random fish when we were out there. And I remember this one day, I was really young as well. I don't know, maybe 7 or 8, and I was really young, and we would go fishing. And it was rough that day. I mean, the boat was tipsing and turning. It was not a good day to be on the boat. Thankfully, I had taken some Dramamine. Even then, I was feeling a little queasy. You know what I mean? If you've ever been on a boat, you know what I mean. And we're fishing, and everyone's kind of looking a little, doozy. They're looking a little sick. My grandfather, hilarious as he is, he pulls out this sloppy, juicy chicken sandwich, mayonnaise everywhere, and he just bites down into that thing, and tomato juice and mayonnaise is just squirting, loaded, falling over the sandwich. And 3 people, I mean, literally, as soon as he pulled out that sandwich and took a bite into it, 3 people must have just went running for the bow because of how how rough the waters were. And that was just another story about my grandfather being a jokester and someone who loves to get people riled up, and beyond getting people riled up, he loved to spread laughter, to make other people around him in a state of joy, and make other people around him in a state of happiness, really, in a way, but being happy, right? So guys, think about it, right? Like, beyond like, how can I build a funnel and how can I create a winning offer? Like, this is a life and a business lesson. You got to think about your state of being, right? Are you in a state of joy and laughter? Laughter is medicine for the soul. So I hope that you are able to take this away. One of the things I love about Brendon Burchard and his certified high performance process was, one of his sayings is bring the joy, right? Very similar, right? Bring the joy. He's anchoring that. He's spreading that message over and over. He's got t-shirts with bring the joy. He's got pens with bring the joy. He's got bracelets with bring the joy. He's all about bringing the joy, right? So guys, lesson number 1 of today is spread laughter and bring some joy to everyone you meet today. And you never know who you're going to meet. You never know. Could be a new opportunity. It could be, who knows? Okay, so be mindful of that. All right, now, the second story that I have for you, the second lesson, is called the faith of fishing. The faith of fishing. Now, I don't have time to really go into this story today, and I'm going to get into this story another day, because this is about the day we caught a 1,500-pound blue marlin. It was one of the most amazing spectacles that I have ever seen, fishing and being in the middle of the ocean ever. So I'm going to share the faith of fishing in another day because there's a lot of lessons in that one that I want you to catch, and that's going to have its own day. So lesson number 3 is the $3.3 million mistake. Now let me take a pause for a second here. Guys, for those of you that are coming on, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Guys, grab your free golden ticket if you haven't already. Click the link in the description, go to freegoldenticket.com and grab your golden ticket, okay? On this USB is our 7- and 8-figure expert agency and e-commerce funnels, okay? So not only are there the funnels are there, but there's scripts and emails that clients have paid me over $100,000 for, you get access to for free. All I ask is that you pay the shipping and handling, and it's yours. We'll send it in 5 to 7 business days. You'll get it, and you'll be able to download the funnels, the emails, and scripts for 3 different types of businesses. Expert businesses, so if you're author, speaker, coach, consultant, those funnels will apply to you. If you're an agency or a freelancer or a service provider, the 7- and 8-figure funnels will apply to you. And if you're an e-commerce store owner, the e-commerce funnels, emails, and scripts will apply to you. Okay, so grab your free golden ticket while you still have the opportunity. And remember, there are 5 of these fancy $15,000 golden tickets. This gets you a 1-day private intensive with my team and I here in beautiful San Diego, California, so where you can sync up and map out the fastest path to you making $1 million a year or $1 million a month as fast as possible with focus, so we can condense and accelerate your time to being profitable and to being successful and then scaling it to the next level, okay? So that's enough for that right now. Now, this last story here that I have for you today, this last lesson, is a really important one, and it's a really, it's a lesson that's near and dear to my heart. And it's something that I'm grateful that my grandfather was able to go through this, but it sucked, okay? Growing up, seeing my grandfather go through this experience wasn't cool. You see, my grandfather was a fisherman. He loved fishing. He loved being on the water. He loved the camaraderie of fishing with other people. He loved meeting new people. He loved spreading joy and laughter. My grandfather was an amazing human being, and he taught me a lot about the way of being with others. And he showed me some, and he also taught me, some other things that I'm not going to share right this second. But my grandfather was an amazing human being, and one of the things that happened to him before he passed away was he had created this fishing contraption. He invented this fishing thing. My grandfather was an inventor. He created a fishing contraption, and he had gone through all the processes of drawing it and going to manufacturers to create it. And he partnered with an attorney to bring it to the world. The lesson here is always get an agreement. Unfortunately, that agreement that was written with my grandfather was in the favor of the attorney, and the attorney owned the invention. So when it came time for that invention to sell, which it did pretty much right before it even got any traction, it sold for $3.3 million back in the 90s, which is like way back in the day. Back in the 90s, it sold for $3.3 million. It's like 1991 or 92. And he lost it all, okay? So the lesson here of this story is always get an agreement, okay? Whether you're an affiliate selling other people's stuff, get an agreement. Whether you have an affiliate program and you have affiliates, give them an agreement, right? Always get an agreement, and always have someone look at it that has your best interest in heart, okay? Always get an agreement. Really important. Not a lot of people talk about it, but it's something that's important, and it's important to be on the same page, even with the people that you're doing business with, right? Or you're partnering with. The people that you're partnering with, be clear, right? Be clear in your agreements. That way it never gets hairy, it never gets weird. And that way, you know what to do when things end. You know what to do when you sell the company. You know what to do when things go great, and you know what to do when things don't go so great, right? And I had to learn this lesson through my father as well. My dad, growing up, he was the first of its kind to start a trade show for supply chain technology. And some of those companies became billion-dollar companies because of the connections that my dad made. Billion-dollar companies. Now, there's more lessons than this one about just, getting an agreement. But one of the things that I wish I would have seen my dad get was an agreement with his brother, because he ended up losing the company because my dad didn't have ownership in the company like he thought he did, and he based his agreement on a handshake. He based his partnership with a handshake. And at the end of the day, that handshake didn't pan out. And so I had to learn that lesson, not only through my grandfather, but I had to learn that lesson through my father for whatever reason. But I'm grateful, right? I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to learn it through my great-grandfather, through my dad, and I've decided to not do it those ways, but to do it a different way, to seek counsel, to have people who care about my best interest looking at my agreements, writing my agreements, and handling my agreements so that I don't ever have to be in a situation like my grandfather, Papa Beatty, or my dad had to be in. Okay? All right, guys. So let's jump into some Q&A here. All right? Now, if you have any questions, please send them our way. Okay? We get hundreds of questions every single week in our inboxes and on calls that we have with customers and with prospects and with people that contact us. Right? People contact us about building funnels. People contact us about advertising and marketing and creating winning offers. People contact us for all types of reasons, and they send in all of these amazing questions, which we're going to talk about here today. Okay? I've got questions loaded up for you, and they're on the wall that we're going to be talking about them. So if you have a question, please don't hesitate to drop a question below. This is free 8-figure club coaching and ClickFunnels support. Okay? So whatever you need help with, whether it's technical, ask the question. I'm pretty technical. If it's strategic, ask the question. That's what I do day in and day out. I'm very strategic as well. So ask me any question, guys. I've been doing this for over a decade, and I've built myself over 1,650 funnels by hand. Okay, so I know a thing or two about funnels, right? So please drop a question in there. I'd love to answer any questions you may have. Okay, my goal is to get you to the 2 comma club and then blow past that to get into the 8 figures. Okay, get that 8-figure club. Okay, I was blessed this year to be one of 17 people in the world to walk across the stage at Funnel Hacking Live and receive that award this year. And it was amazing, and I want to see more people bringing in their thought leadership and being able to at least get the 2 comma club award and then blow past that to get the 8-figure award. Because your first million in business is the hardest, right? Once you break that barrier, it gets easier and easier because now you have a formula. Now you have your own blueprint for repeating that pattern over and over and over again, okay? All right, let's do some questions. So where to start with funnels, okay? This is a very broad question. Where do I start with funnels? We get this question a lot, so I thought that it would be relevant to answer this question today. So I hear it all the time, like, Bryan, where do I start with funnels? Like, what type of funnel should I build? Like, what's the first funnel I should build, right? Excuse me. Well, here's the deal. You should start with strategy. That's the first place you start. First, you want to get crystal clear. Like, you want to be absolute clear. At least that's some good sage advice from Tony Robbins, right? Like, with clarity comes power, right? So get really, 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 really clear about what's your plan, okay? Not my plan, not his plan, not her plan. What's your plan? Do you have a plan that's very hyper-focused to what you sell, to what you're about, okay? Okay, whether you're an expert, okay, do you have a well-thought-out, clear roadmap to success to launching funnels for your business? Do you know who you're talking to, your audience, your avatar? Do you know where they are? Do you know the problems they're dealing with right now? Do you know the results and the outcomes that they want to be experiencing rather than the problems or the walls or the challenges that they're facing? Do you know? Get crystal clear, okay? This is important. You get crystal clear and then you avoid shiny object syndrome and you stop lone wolfing it, right? The 2 deadly forces that are killing entrepreneurs left and right. Shiny object syndrome, because every Tom, Dick, and Harry these days has a new strategy, right? There's new people popping up out of the woodwork left and right, and half of them, more than half of them, don't have the experience to be guiding you in the first place. So be careful about who you listen to, right? When I got my second degree black belt in Taekwondo, I hired a sensei who had decades of wisdom, decades of training, and he learned from the source. He learned from the source of Taekwondo, okay? So be mindful. In a future Facebook Live, we're going to be talking about, in a future video, we're going to be talking about the power of not only having a mentor, but how to choose one wisely, right? Who mentors you is important. Who coaches you is important, right? So, where to start with funnels? Well, the first place to start is with the strategy, okay? Get really clear about the strategy, okay? That's why people do a private one-on-one intensive with us. They spend an entire day and we sync up together, okay? And we get really clear about your strategy, okay? Your strategy is gonna be different than the next person's strategy, okay? It's not the same strategy duplicated or cloned over and over and over again. It's very specific to your business because what you sell is different. Your thought leadership is different. The products and services you sell, they're different, right? So your strategy has to be different. It has to be unique, okay? One thing that bothers me more than ever, and I did a video about this back in 2012, was I kept seeing all the same funnels because I kept seeing all the same duplication, all the same copying, all the same, they're hacking and duplicating and cloning the same things, and there was no originality in the market. Right? That's one of the reasons why we did this whole free golden ticket campaign, is because I wanted to create something that was original, that had lessons in it, right? There was a number of reasons why I wanted to do it, but I wanted to bring more creativity to a market that is that can tend to be more technical than it is creative, right? So I hope you get the opportunity to watch that video, at least for a good laugh. At least for a good laugh. There's some good laughs there for you. Okay, best ways to generate leads. Now this is another topic that's a great question. What's the best ways to generate leads, Brian? And you know what? That's a great question. I'm first going to answer this question by saying this. There is never, ever, 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 ever a traffic problem. I could send an email to my list, okay, right now and get you 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 clicks to your website. That's visitors, right? 3, 4, 5,000 visitors. Right now. You never, ever, ever have a traffic problem. So what are the best ways to generate leads for your business? Well, it depends what your business is. It depends on what you sell, right? There's no cookie cutter to answer to this, but I love right now, personally, I love Facebook. We love Instagram. Okay, we spend a lot of money on Facebook. For some campaigns, we spend up to $5,000 every single day to drive traffic on Facebook. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, Brian, you're crazy, $5,000 a day is insanity. Well, guess what? If you're making $10,000 a day, how many times will you spend $5,000 a day, right? It's a numbers game, okay? When it comes to advertising, it's a numbers game, okay? Facebook I love because we can do things that we can't do in other platforms, right? I also love the search engines. Search traffic is great. It's phenomenal. I've been using it since I started, actually. When I started in affiliate marketing, like I shared in a couple of the original days. Again, if you haven't gone back and watched those videos, go to YouTube and find my channel, search for Bryan Dulaney, subscribe to that channel, and watch a couple of those videos about how I started and about affiliate marketing, and you'll hear about that story. But guys, there are tons of ways to generate leads. What's so important is that you get the right offer and funnel perfected, okay, ready for traffic. Okay, so get the right numbers and dial those two things in first. Then you can put fuel to the fire, right? You can bring all those visitors. You can bring 100,000 visitors in a day if you want to, or you can bring 1,000 visitors a day if you want to. But guys, there are tons of traffic sources. I love affiliates. Affiliates are amazing. If you don't have an affiliate program for your business, maybe you should consider setting up an affiliate program. The first webinar that I ever did was back in 2010, okay, 8 years ago. Pretty crazy, right? So I helped this gentleman named Bryan, and we launched this webinar selling a $297 personal development course, okay, through webinars, okay? And at the time, that was like a taboo thing. That was like a thing that like no one really had been doing at that time. And The cool part about the story was we generated 150 grand in less than 90 days with less than $5,000 out of pocket, which is crazy. And that was like for things like the software and stuff like that. There was really nothing on ads. There was a $1,000 email blast that we sent to a list that we bought. Other than that, it was all free. It was all like, that was just other stuff, was just software and stuff that we needed to actually run the actual business. But we generated 150 grand in that 90-day period by affiliates. So we would reach out to affiliates and we say, hey, we have this webinar, and this webinar is going to add massive value to your audience. It's going to add massive value to your list, and here's the value they're going to get, right? So if you approach an affiliate, okay, someone else to email their list to promote whatever it is that you sell, you got to have a really good product or a really good service, or else you're going to do an injustice to their list. And then you also must have, like, let's say if you're doing a webinar with my list, well, you need to have a really good webinar that produces incredible value to my list. That way I feel comfortable with emailing my list because I know that the information that you're going to give them is going to help them ascend their life and their business. If you help me help my list, I'm all in, right? Just like many other affiliates. So what we did is we approached them and we said, hey, we have an amazing webinar. It's producing transformation for free. We would love to add this to your funnel, right? You probably need content. You probably could use this. And we would approach them. And it wasn't competitive in nature at all. Okay, it was people that weren't even in personal development, okay, in some cases. And we approached them, and then they became an affiliate, and they started driving traffic. So that's an amazing way of generating leads for your business. I love affiliates, right? I love being an affiliate, and I love having affiliates because you can 10x what you're doing right now with paid cold traffic. You can 10x it. But here's what I'll say, and this is what I say to everyone that I meet and everyone that I talk to and everyone that I have a partnership with. You gotta figure out your funnel and your offer first, dial that in, then go to affiliates. Like, I'm not gonna go to affiliates before I have some numbers. That's just rude, right? You, like, figure out how well your offer converts to cold traffic and maybe warm traffic, but get some data. Then you can bring the data to the affiliate because the affiliate's going to want to know. Affiliates, big affiliates, generally speaking, they want to see over $1 EPC, earnings per click. So that means that whenever they send an email, when someone clicks on the link in that email and goes over to your landing page, they earn at least $1 or more. Okay, that's what you want to strike for. We have a funnel right now. It's generating over $7. It's like $7.65 for every click that we're sending, which is insane. Like, that's ridiculously high. But that $1 to $2 range, affiliates will get behind that all day long because there's affiliates out there that can send you 50,000 clicks. And if they're going to make $1 for every click they send, they're going to make 50,000 bucks, hypothetically, right? Okay, there's a number of things that have to come into play. Are you good at selling? I mean, there's all types of other things that come into play. But if you figure out the numbers on your dime and on your traffic, and then you have the opportunity to bring it to them based on success and based on proof, and then you show them the proof and you lead with proof, and you can get them behind what you're doing, okay? Hope that's helpful. All right, costs of having a funnel. Bryan, what are the costs of having a funnel, right? Okay, listen. The cost of having a funnel. Well, you're going to need to pay someone like ClickFunnels or another platform like them, okay? You're going to have some software fees. It's going to be a couple $100 to a couple $1,000, okay? You shouldn't go beyond $2,000 a month in fees to run your funnels. In fact, it should be a lot less than $1,000 a month to run your funnels. Okay. Now, it all depends on your business. If you're an expert, you might have some different fees that an agency would have, and definitely you're going to have different fees that an e-commerce store would have. Okay. But if you're an e-commerce store, I know that we can get your fees well under $1,000 a month. If you're an agency, we can get your fees well under $1,000 a month, and if you're an expert, we can get your fees way under $1,000 a month as well. Okay. But just know that it depends, right? Because we don't know, I can't just answer you're going to need this, that, and the next thing, right? You're probably going to need a merchant account. And the merchant account is not going to charge you a fee. Like, Stripe's not going to charge you a fee to sign up, but they're going to charge you a fee for every transaction that you run through their platform, right? So that's a cost of running business, right? You get that. right? Platforms like ClickFunnels, well, you're going to have to pay their fee. It's $297 a month, or it's $297 a month plus after your first 5,000 contacts. It's like a penny per lead per month, right? So before you go upgrading to that plan, you got to make sure you have the right strategy in place, right? If you don't have the right strategy in place, well, you're just going to build up this huge lead list, and then you're going to be paying them this huge fee, right? And I see a lot of people doing that, right? You build a list of leads, build a list of buyers, and then you just sit there, okay? That's doing them an injustice. You want to build a relationship, get them on your list, and then build a relationship with them over time and continue to provide massive value, right, in the form of thought leadership, okay? One of my greatest examples is you look at, Bulletproof Coffee, which I love, right? He exposed the coffee industry to mold toxins. If you're drinking anything but bulletproof coffee or coffee like bulletproof, then I would suggest you take a look at that, right? Take a look at it. You might be feeding your brain with neurotoxins that are affecting you, that are making you do things that you might not have done under the influence of clean, pure coffee that doesn't have those toxins in them. Okay? But what I love about Bulletproof, which is a $100+ million company, who knows what they're doing? I don't know, I haven't checked. But Dave Asprey brought his thought leadership to the table. He wrote a book. He speaks, right? He's online. He's providing thought leadership to the world who needs it, and he combines that together, and he's made an amazing brand, right? You can't see orange without thinking about Dave Asprey. At least I can't. Okay? All right. Last question. Again, guys, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section, whether you're here on Facebook or on YouTube. Drop that question below, and I'd love to answer any questions. If it's a private question, send us a message, right? Send us a message. The purpose of these 30 days of free 8-figure club coaching and ClickFunnels support, the purpose is to answer your questions and get you past whatever you're stuck, okay? And we're always going to a next level. There's always another level. There's always a ceiling, and we're always trying to bust through that ceiling. And it's not always us that can see it, right? Like we're in the picture, right? It's hard to see the picture when you're in the picture. Okay, so tell me about your business. Drop a comment below. Like tell me, not only your name, but like where you're from and what you do for a living. I'd love to know. I'd love to connect with you on that level. I'd love to know why you want to build funnels for your business. I'd love to know what you like to create in the world. Right? A more broader topic. I'd love to know what you want your legacy to be. Have you thought about it? Okay? I would challenge you to start thinking about it. Okay? Time goes fast. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Okay. Next question. Best ways to capture leads. Okay? This I'm going to go into a lot more detail in another video at another time. But I'm going to talk real quickly about it because we're coming up on our hour here soon, and I want to close this puppy down. I've got a few other things that I want to mention. I want to wrap and summarize the lessons that we've learned today from Papa Beatty. Now, best ways to capture leads. Well, definitely name an email. Building an email list is not dead, and don't let anyone tell you that it is. Building your own list is valuable. Okay, so you should be building your own email list. Facebook Messenger bots to build a list through ManyChat or platform like them is another great way to build a list, because the open rates through Facebook Messenger are they're out of this world, right? Now eventually that'll change just like email, but right now it's a hot opportunity. So I really encourage you. You start using ManyChat and building that list up, because one day, it'll be thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on your chat list. My brother has a fan page of almost 2.7 million people. We have fan pages of hundreds of thousands of people, but he has a fan page in particular, just to drive this point home further for you. When you start something, it doesn't start at 2.7 million, but when you're consistent and you're persistent, every single day you produce results. And now he has an audience of $2.7 million that he has acquired for free because he was consistent and he was persistent, and he provided massive value to those people for 3 years without monetizing it. But now he monetizes it twice a month, and he makes a ton of money, which is amazing. So build your list. Name an email, phone number, build your email list, build your messenger chat list. Use live chat. Live chat's a game changer. We'll talk about that later. And build up a remarketing pixel. okay? Start using remarketing through Facebook and through other platforms like AdRoll and Perfect Audience to build up a remarketing list so you can stay in front of the people that are watching your stuff, right? That are seeing your ads, that are seeing your funnels. Stay top of mind. So those are some great ways to capture leads. I think you should be doing all of them like we are. I think that you should be doing all of them. So please take action on that. And if you have any questions about any of those things that I just said, or any of these questions, please let me know. All right. Now, to wrap it up, 3 lessons from Pop-Up Beatty is number 1, spread laughter and joy. Bring joy into someone's life today, whether that's someone that you live with or someone that you work with. Spread laughter and joy. Think back to a childhood memory like I've shared today with my Pop-Up Beatty and my family about the jalapeno story and about the sloppy, juicy chicken sandwich. And find something that you can laugh about. Find something that you can share with others that will bring a smile, that will make someone laugh. Spread laughter and spread joy. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, I didn't have the opportunity to share, but that's the faith of fishing. Okay, we'll talk about that in an upcoming Facebook Live video. And then always get an agreement. Always get an agreement. Always have someone looking out for your best interests. Okay, get an agreement and be clear. Be clear in your agreement with whoever you're making an agreement with. Okay, this can apply to life and this can apply to business. Get clear. Clarity is power, just as Tony Robbins says. So guys, thank you so much for joining me on another day of free 8-figure club coaching and ClickFunnels support. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you. I am really enjoying this process, and I can't wait to tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. where we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some more $1 million lessons and insights that I've learned along this journey of life and business. And I can't wait to meet you there. Can't wait to see you there. If you haven't watched all of the other videos, go back and binge watch those videos. And if you haven't yet claimed your free golden ticket, make sure you click the link in the description to grab your free golden ticket and get our 7- and 8-figure expert agency and e-commerce funnels, emails, and scripts for free. Plus a chance to win a $15,000 one-on-one private intensive and to win a chance to be that one person that I will build out your entire everlasting funnel for your business that you can turn on or off at will whenever you desire. People pay me over $100,000 to build those things, and I'd love for you, who knows, you might be one of them. You might be that one lucky winner. Okay, but there will be 5 lucky winners, that could be you, and there will be 1 lucky winner to get an everlasting funnel built out for your business. So again, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for playing full out and for dropping a comment in the below this video. It's an honor and privilege to do this, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. All right, see you then.